Hello and welcome. I'm Diana and this is Mindful Movement. Today is February the 4th, 2026, and today's class is called Low Back Love. We're going to start in a supine position, so make your way onto your back, and we're going to drop our knees out wide with the soles of our feet in connection, taking butterfly through the lower body. And then bringing one hand to heart center, one hand to belly center. And as you arrive there, start with 5 slow, deep breaths. Arriving, centering, or even scanning your body from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. And as you begin to let your nervous system regulate and move a little bit deeper into your breath practice, notice if you can bring 2 sensational elements of your room into your presence. So the first one might be the sensation of support beneath you being provided by that mat, or even just the depth or pressure of the floor against your back body itself. And then another might be the sensation of the air on your skin, or a sound in your room, the heater providing a low hum, or maybe the chirping of a bird outside. Allowing those things to draw you right into this moment right here. And join me in a full breath in. Let both of your hands expand on your belly and your chest. Open up your mouth. Let that go. And then let your eyes flutter open. Reach down with your hands and draw your knees together. And with the soles of your feet planted into the mat, you might even bring your inner thighs to touch or give yourself a bit of space. We're going to open our arms out to a T, and we'll move into some pelvic tilts. So I'm going to have you start by rounding your back off of the mat. There's a little bit of space, a little bit of air that might creep through. You're sticking your tailbone out. You might feel your shoulders press down a bit more. And then exhale, pull the bottom ribs toward your pelvis. Scoop your tailbone and press your low back into your mat. Breathe in, create that space again behind the low back. Some air might travel through. And then exhale all your air and press your low back into the mat. Shorten your abdomen. Good. 3 more like that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Scoop and tuck. Good. Join me again on the inhale. Work the exhale. Last time, breathe in and breathe out. All right, and then find something relatively neutral between those two, so there's less pressure of the low back into the mat, and we're going to float our arms straight up over our shoulders And then bring that connection of your low back into the mat and float either one or both knees up right over your hips. Bring your shins parallel to the floor. Inhale, right arm long, left leg long. Exhale, lift them up, shorten your abdomen. Breathe in, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lift. First side, lengthen again. Exhale, lift. Second side, lengthen and lift. First side, lengthen and lift. Second side, lengthen and lift. One more time, first side and lift. Second side and lift. Draw both knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. And then land the soles of your feet back down. Take your arms back out to that T shape. 5 more pelvic tilts. Breathe in. Air flows beneath the low back. Exhale, scoop the tailbone, press the low back down, pull the belly button to the spine. Breathe in to round. Breathe out, pressure. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then this time, draw your knees back into your chest, give them a squeeze. And then crisscross your right ankle over your left knee. Lift shoulders, reach your hands up and clasp them behind your left hamstring, taking a supine figure 4. And then make a couple subtle adjustments here as needed. So shift where you're gripping. You might find a little bit more length through the back of your neck by sending the crown of your head backwards. And then wherever you are, once again, finding some restfulness or the essence of support within your room or within your shape. Noticing the floor beneath you again, providing that support. Noticing the air or the sounds, providing you with presence right here in this moment. And then gently release that clasped position and switch sides to cross the left leg over the right. Lift the shoulders, reach up and interlace your hands behind that right hamstring. And then once again, noticing, can you make the back of your neck long? Do you need to lift or lower the grip that you have there on your right leg? And then settle in with your presence, the floor, the sounds, or the air. And then gently release the clasped legs. And keep that right knee into your chest. Interlace your hands over the top of that knee. Send your left leg out long. Push through your heel. And then draw your right kneecap up towards your right shoulder. Take a big breath in. Pull it in a little bit deeper on your breath out. Release part of the tension there. And then circle your kneecap 5 times clockwise or counterclockwise. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then take it the other way for 5 and 4 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work, friends. You might pull that kneecap back in and then give the ankles some love by twirling at the toes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Go ahead and draw the left knee in. Interlace the fingers atop that knee. Send the right leg out long. And then draw that left kneecap into the shoulder. Hold for a breath in. Tighten your grasp a little on the breath out. Hip circles. Stir the pot. Here's 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go the other way. 5 and 4. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work, my friends. Squeeze it in, and then bring the movement down the leg into the ankle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Keep that left knee in by the chest. Draw the right knee back in beside it. Give both knees a squeeze. As you're drawing them in, see if you can extend your tailbone out long, kind of changing up that sensation of the stretch in your low back. And then drop your arms this time out to a goalpost or cactus position, and take both knees over to the right. Look towards the left elbow. Close your eyes down if you're comfortable and safe in your space. Take 5 deep breaths. And gently draw your knees back up through the midline and take them off to the left. Look to the right. 5 deep breaths again. Gently draw your knees back up through the midline. Give them a squeeze. And then crisscross at the ankles if you'd like. We're going to rock and roll and make our way up and around to our all fours position. And square your palms under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Breathe in, drop your belly, lift your chin, press your shoulder blades down your back. Breathe out, tuck your chin and around your spine to the sky. Inhale again, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, round your spine. And see if you can bring a little bit more movement into the physical posture with each breath cycle. Exhale as you round. 2 more times, breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. And out. Beautiful work, my friends. If you had your toes tucked like me, go ahead and release them. And we're going to hook the right hand behind the nape of your neck. Send your right elbow up to the sky. Look up And then exhale, touch your right elbow to your left. Inhale, open, right elbow up, look up. You could even extend your arm if you need a little bit more. And then exhale, rotate under and reach through. 3 more like that. Breathe in to open. Breathe out to twist. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, twist. Last time, bring it up and reach it through. Beautiful work, friends. Plant that right hand down. Hook the left hand behind the nape of the neck. Lift the elbow up to the sky first. Look up, peel open. Exhale, touch it across. Try the extended arm variation. Look up and rotate. Reach it through. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful work, friends. Go ahead and plant both palms down. Take your knees out a little wider. Bring your big toes to touch. And then sit your hips back to your heels. Extend your arms forward. Connect your forehead down. And start with the shoulders. Notice if there's some relaxation you can bring as you let the shoulder blades themselves wing out a little bit and soften towards the floor. And then bringing your awareness to the mid-back and then down to the low back. And into the hips, maybe gently moving your hips from side to side with a gentle rock. Softening and releasing a little bit deeper into the posture. Take a big breath in. Open up your mouth. And then walk both sets of fingertips with me over to the right side of your mat. Crawl your left fingertips a little further forward. I like to think of my fingers like spider legs. I'm taking a little walk and then pressing that left shoulder down to stretch all the way up and down the left side body, but especially behind and below the armpit. 5 deep breaths right here. And gently walk your hands back through the midline and take them over to the left. Take your little spider legs out and crawl your right fingertips forward. Press your right shoulder down. Bring some of that relaxation that you found earlier back through the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, maybe even the eyebrow center, checking in and noticing if there's tension being held there. And then gently walk your hands back through the midline and then bring them in just in front of your kneecaps. And just like earlier with our little spinal rotation, we'll send our right arm up high, look up towards the ceiling, twist open. And then exhale, we're gonna thread our needle, set it through in front of the left kneecap, set the right shoulder all the way down, and then bring your left arm behind your low back, drop your left shoulder down as well. And I like to land here on the side of my right cheek and close my eyes down as I stretch the back side of my right shoulder. Gently release that bound left arm. Plant the left hand down. Let's sweep the right arm back up to the sky. Find rotation. And then plant the right arm down. Soft bend in the right elbow. Lift the left arm up. Twist open. And then exhale, send it through in front of that right kneecap. Draw the right hand down the low back. And set up in a similar shape. We're never going to find exactly the same stretch or the same sensation from right to left side. But notice if you can make it comparable and connected and relaxing in order to bring a similar benefit. And gently unwind. We'll plant that right hand back down. Take the left arm back up to the sky. Reach. And then plant that arm down. We're going to make our way forward. And setting up for almost like a modified high plank. So our hips are now forward, elongating our torso from our kneecaps to our shoulders. Take a breath in. And then exhale, hug your elbows right in by your ribs and lower to your belly. Connect your forehead down. Tend your fingers, press into the front of your hips, so engage your glutes. Press into the tops of your feet. Lift your torso up, low cobra on a breath in. And then exhale, press all the way back to a narrow-kneed child's pose on your exhale. Breathe in, think like a snake. You're slithering along the ground. Come back into that low cobra, lift up. Exhale, press back, narrow-kneed child's pose. This time, one breath in here. And one breath out. Crawl forward again, a snake in the grass. Lift the chest, tend the fingers, press the pelvis down. Exhale, send your hips back, child's pose, whatever variation your body needs. One breath in, one breath out. And then again, snake forward, chest low, hips high, low cobra. Last time here, your fullest expression. And then send your hips back into that narrow-kneed child's pose. Crawl your hands forward again. We're going to take puppy pose. So we'll keep our hips stacked over our knees, and then we'll take this hips lifted version of child's pose, stretching the shoulders, finding a subtle bend through the low back. Take a big breath in with me. Open up your mouth. And then walk your hands back towards your knees. We're going to make our way back onto our back. And I'm going to give you the option of taking a happy baby pose. So catching either the knife edges of your feet, your ankles, or even wrapping your arms behind your knees. And then wherever you are, elongating your spine by sending your tailbone long. Okay? So finding the bind that feels good in your body and settling in 10 deep breaths right here. Join me in one more full breath in and a full breath out. Release the bind that you have. And we're going to send the left leg out long. Roll onto your left side body. Cross your right knee over. It's at about a 90-degree angle. And then stack your arms on top of one another like they're making an alligator jaw. Rest your head down if that's comfortable. We're going to breathe in and open that right arm all the way back out to the right. Exhale, close your alligator jaw back down. 4 more like that. Big breath in, open all the way up. Press the right shoulder down. Exhale, close it down. That's 2. And 3. 4. And 5. Hold, but open, stretch. 5 breaths right here. Close that top arm all the way back down. Gently roll your way onto your back. Extend that right leg out long. Cross the left leg over. Find your 90-degree angle at the knee. And then breathe in, open that left arm all the way out to the left. Press the left shoulder down. Exhale, close it down. There's 1. And 2. Here's 3. And 5, open up and hold. 5 deep breaths. And then gently unwind onto your back. And keep your arms all the way out to that T shape, or take them out to a 45-degree angle. Let your ankles and your feet be heavy, allowing your hips that natural external rotation. And landing here in final rest. Once again, feeling those elements of support, the floor beneath you, the feel or the sensation of the air, the sounds in or outside of your room, allowing all of that to ground you right here in this present moment. Letting this be a point at which to begin again with the rest of your day. meditation is here to stay in this restful posture as long as you need. And if you're like me and you've got something next on the agenda, go ahead and send your arms long overhead, point your toes, sip a big breath in. Open up your mouth. And turn onto one side, rolling into a fetal position. And then gently press your way up to a seat. And this class was called Low Back Love. Let's go ahead and take out our palms and place them right there on the low back, opening across the chest and the heart. And then send an intention there for comfort, for grounded presence as you move onward through your day. Thank you so much for moving with me in this mindful movement class. Once again, my name is Diana, and you can email me if any questions came up. It's diana@bridgefitnesstraining.com. I hope you go forward and have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to catch up with you soon in my next live or recorded class. Until then, take great care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.